Howdy. So we've looked at fast food and toys before. Why not fast food toys? These El Cheapo junk toys can be a nice novelty for adults, but especially kids.
I'm supposed to get a toy with this? Thanks.
Unfortunately, fast food toys are generally the cheapest, trashiest toys a conglomerate can mass produce, which means that everything that can go wrong generally will go wrong. While safety standards on Western toys are normally very high nowadays, it's astonishing some of the garbage these conglomerates can give to kids with their fast food. Ranging from poison glasses to choking to giving kids QR codes that take them to adult-only sites. So let's take a look at the 10 banned or recalled fast food toys. Starting with number 10 we have the McDonald's Shrek Glasses. In 2007, to celebrate the release of Shrek the Third, McDonald's brought to Happy Meals a set of 4 drinking glasses. And for a fast food add-on, they are kinda pretty. And as you can see, the glasses included pictures of Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, Puss in Boots, and the baby ogres. Unfortunately, these glasses carried a potentially deadly secret. You see, the paint used on these glasses contained cadmium. Cadmium is a heavy metal that is often used in the manufacturing of phone batteries, but can also be found in paint and cigarette smoke. This won't end well. And yes, unfortunately, high levels of exposure to cadmium can be toxic when inhaling it or ingesting it anyway. Cadmium can cause flu symptoms. It can lead to stomach cramping, throat swelling, tingling hands, then progressively get worse and sometimes cause lung damage and in extreme cases even death. So probably not the best thing to make kids drinking glasses out of. So in 2010, when they discovered the toxic metal, McDonald's released a press statement to recall over 12 million of these glasses. McDonald's said in the press statement,
"Warning to consumers. Immediately stop using these glasses. They're toxic and bad."
The fear was that this cadmium paint would come off in children's hands. Or it is a drinking glass, they might actually drink out of it too. Cadmium was meant to be a replacement for adding lead to children's toys. I'm starting to wonder why they don't make the glasses out of asbestos. What could go wrong?
It was natural that the scientists would turn to asbestos, for this is a remarkable mineral.
Oh, that sucks.
Soon after, Senior Product Officer Don Mays had an announcement.
Cadmium is creeping into many products that have never had it before. Don't do that!
In response to this, even though the risk of cadmium poisoning was low, McDonald's even offered $3 for every cup returned. And given they were accidentally giving poison drinking glasses to kids, that seems like a fair gesture. And for number 9, McDonald's Step It Fitness Tracker. Step trackers for kids, what a fun idea. Back in 2016, McDonald's tried replacing their toys and Happy Meals with fitness trackers. They called them Step-Its, the goal being to get kids more active. Plus, it was McDonald's answer at the time to popular smartwatches like the Fitbit. At first, McDonald's was praised for trying to offer a fitter life to kids. Public health professor Lisa Gualtieri said,
I love it that Happy Meals will include a Step-It because it promotes physical activity.
Mashable tried out the device as well. They noted that this Step-It was by no means built to last, nor was it particularly accurate, but it was still a good way to keep kids motivated and willing to exercise. I found the same thing when I had a Pikachu pal when I was a kid. Every time I walked, I got a chance to train him. So how'd they mess this one up? Did they install spikes into them or something? Well, I'm not actually that far off. Apparently, these wristbands caused many children to suffer from blisters, burns, and other skin irritations. McDonald's said they were investigating the issue and decided to voluntarily recall all the wristbands. McDonald's spokeswoman Terry Hickey said,
"We have taken this swift and voluntary step after receiving limited reports of potential skin irritations that may be associated from wearing the band." After
over 70 reports and one mother even going on a rant on Facebook, McDonald's eventually recalled over 29 million wristbands. Spokeswoman Terry stepped up to the podium again to say,
"We ask you to immediately stop wearing the Step-It bands and return them to your local McDonald's chain. We apologise for the inconvenience of this recall, but nothing is more important to us than the safety of our kids. Your kids are pretty important to us too."
Okay, she didn't say that last sentence, but it would have been funny. Anyway, anticipating unhappy kids, McDonald's even offered a replacement of a yogurt tube or some apple slices. Oh, that's really good. I guess that kept in line with the healthy lifestyle theme they had going. And you know, there's worse deals than that. There's nothing like a fresh apple. And coming in at number 8, The Hello Kitty Birthday Lollipop by McDonald's. A Hello Kitty Happy Meal? Of course there's a Hello Kitty Happy Meal. As you may know, Hello Kitty is everywhere. At this point, I'm wondering if there's a Church of Hello Kitty.
Hey, Josh.
There is a Church of Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Of course there is. Oh, and they have a Hello Kitty Bible. No, I don't want to join. Fine, you join. See what it's like. I know I'm on a tangent here, but when I looked at it, it actually does seem like a very nice church. Apparently, the Church of Hello Kitty doesn't even discriminate based on gender, race, or orientation. So, yeah, I'm a secular humanist myself, but, you know, it seems like an alright church. So anyway, aside from being a literal god, you can find this kitty everywhere. This feline is on phone cases, pencil cases, notebooks, and everything you can think of. Apparently kids even want to eat Hello Kitty. You see, in 2014, McDonald's released the Hello Kitty Birthday Lollipop. At least, that's what they called it. It's a Hello Kitty figurine with a whistle inside, but apparently it's also a lollipop? As you can imagine, making a toy that's part edible and part hard plastic is bound to cause some confusion, and that's exactly what we got. When some kids inhaled on the whistle, apparently they got a throat full of plastic. And as you can imagine, some kids were choking on it. So once again we've got a choking hazard. Unsurprisingly, it didn't take parents long to complain about the whistle, especially when one of the kids was reported needing medical attention. Even without the choking hazard. Did McDonald's really think they were winning parents' friendship by giving their young children sweets and loud whistles?
So it's like a birthday horn.
Luckily for parents' sanity, McDonald's was quick to recall over 2.3 million whistles. Thank Jeebus, or thank Kitty, I guess. You two are joining the Church of Hello Kitty, aren't you?
Yeah!
Fine, just no communal cat food.
Yay!
And coming in at number 7, the Wendys Disco CD with dirty lyrics. You know, there was this time where kids really loved singing their favorite karaoke song at the top of their lungs. Even nowadays, my niece often asks me to play her favorite songs in the car often just so she can sing along. So Wendys released a Disco Fever CD to be given for free with their kids' meals. Maybe offer free earplugs to the parents and you probably got yourself a fun idea that's not going to bother anyone. Well, in theory it wasn't going to bother anyone, but when Wendys' disco album began circulating, it stirred up a lot of controversy with some parents. You see, in Donna Summer song's Last Dance, a lot of parents thought they heard the lyrics "so horny." And they may have been onto something. On some forums, many people could be seen arguing over these controversial lyrics. Some thought they heard the lyrics "so horny" and others said they didn't. But there was a reason for this confusion. You see, this song had two versions. An adult version and a kid-friendly version. For the adult lyrics they had "and when I'm bad, I'm so horny." And for kids they got the highly original lyrics "and when I'm bad, I'm so bad." And wouldn't you know it, Wendys had produced the Disco Fever CD using the adult version of the song. So some parents caused an uproar about these raunchy song lyrics. Realizing the mistake they made, Wendys immediately pulled all the Disco Fever CDs from their kids' meals. And to the public, they gave absolutely no reason as to why. Wendys stated on their website,
We regret to announce that we are no longer offering the Disco Fever CD in our kids' meals. Sorry!
I guess they didn't want to be caught using the term "so horny" at a press conference. And to be fair, we're in the age of YouTube, that makes sense. Luckily, Wendys had 3 other music CDs they could offer instead, so kids didn't have to miss out on driving their parents insane. And coming in at number 6, the Disney Happy Meal QR codes. So back in 2020, the very small silver lining to the pandemic was, we saw digital technology used more creatively in everyday life. Unfortunately, one shoddy piece of code out of place can also lead to digital disaster. And McDonald's, well, they're masters of being shoddy. You see, 2020 brought us the Mickey Runaway Railway Happy Meal. The obligatory toy was a Disney figurine inside a mini vehicle, but also included with every Happy Meal was a contest. To enter the contest, you scan a QR code and enter the competition. But apparently, less than 1 week after the promo started, McDonald's had to halt it. When some of the QR codes were being scanned, people either got an error message or unintentional search results.
What?
And unfortunately, they weren't exactly child-friendly search results. Tyler commented that the code took his grandson to a particular adult site. To avoid YouTube's wrath, I won't name the site. In Tyler's own words,
"I'm not very computer literate, man, but whatever the site was, my grandson was on there for some time."
well, anyway, pretty soon McDonald's issued a statement in regards to these glitching QR codes. They stated,
"We apologise to the customers who have attempted to use our promotional QR code outside of the McDonald's app. The code may give an error or unintended search results, and we will be in touch with those customers to fix the issues. Sorry!"
McDonald's went on to promise that kids would still receive a toy in their Happy Meals, but the QR-coded boxes and figurines would not be distributed. Well, thanks to that, Maccas, what about the promotion you promised?
Oh yeah, and we will continue to honour the sweepstakes promotion. Probably.
Oh good, glad we cleared that up. And coming in at number 5, Pokeballs by Burger King. This is one of the most well-known fast food recalls of all time. So back in the day, the old Burger King kids meal came with a burger, a fries, a drink, and a toy. And back in the late 90s, the world was in the midst of the Pokemania Pokemon craze. So Burger King decided to add a Pokemon kids meal. I mean, how could they not? It's hard to get across just how big this Pokemon craze was. It had us 90 kids scrambling to get our hands on Pokemon cards, video games, subpar movies. If it had Pokemon on it, we wanted it. So you can bet we wanted us some crappy plastic Pokemon toys. Burger King ran a 56-day promotion that saw 57 Pokemon toys, each one encapsulated inside a Pokeball. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a very dangerous toy for some younger kids, because tragically, in December 1999, a 13-month-old infant passed away due to suffocation, and this Burger King toy was said to be the cause. But it wasn't the Pokemon inside the Pokeball, it was the Pokeball itself. It formed an airtight seal and resulted in tragedy. Now, at this point, you might at least suspect that a warning to the public was in order, and the Product Safety Commission asked Burger King to recall all the Pokeballs, but they refused. As far as I could find from the research, they didn't even let out a warning to the public. And tragically, 10 days later, an accident happened again with another child. This time it was a close call, but it had left things very clear. It wasn't if another tragedy would occur, but when. But Burger King continued to drag their feet on a recall or a warning. Apparently, the success of this Pokemon promotion was phenomenal. Each Burger King restaurant was selling around 1,000 kids' meals per day. So Burger King played the money-grubbing villains and refused to even acknowledge the danger. A kid had passed away. All they had to do was give a warning. Luckily, the Consumer Product Safety Commission wasn't having it. The CPSC stepped in to warn consumers immediately. They even forced Burger King into a press release with them. And this Pokeball recall was just massive. Notices were placed inside restaurants, urging parents to return both halves of the Pokeball for a free order of fries. And a public service announcement warning ran on TV. Notices were sent to doctors' offices, emergency rooms, and websites were created to combat this Pokeball problem. There were even printouts on tray slips and carry-out bags. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and later another child was found suffocated due to the Pokeball. Now, Burger King might not necessarily have avoided this by getting their crap together quicker, but I will say I don't personally think their behavior in this tragedy should be forgotten.
See what I did there? That's proof! Get your crap together.
And coming in at number 4, the Minions Happy Meal toy that swore. Ugh, Minions. These insufferable walking trash bags love to talk gibberish. They even have their own language, and I use that term very loosely. It's known as Minionese. But rather than language, I think we should call it verbal garbage, as it's an insult to real languages. Because it's basically just garbled gibberish with English randomly thrown in. But as stupid as I think it is teaching kids nonsensical drivel words, this wasn't the biggest outrage the Minion Happy Meal would cause. Back in 2015, these Minion Happy Meal toys spoke. Parents' ears perked up because they thought they heard the Minion use the term, "what the well, you know what comes next." And being 2015, some people posted this on YouTube, warning others about these profanities? Maybe.
Seriously? I have a McDonald's toy.
Like a lot of the verbal garbage these horribly mutated hamsters spurt from their orifices, can we really determine what they're saying is actually a curse word? I feel like the existence of these things is a far greater curse to society than any word they could offer us. How about you? Do you think they're saying what the F? You decide. McDonald's joined forces with Universal Studios to defend the toys. CNBC reported,
The profanities parents are hearing is mistranslated Minionese. They claim the Minions are actually saying "para la bouquet."
oh, and that makes so much more sense than what the F. Officially, McDonald's refused to entertain the notion that Minions were swearing at kids, and some parents claim they didn't hear the swearing at all.
I still don't hear it.
No, you can't make out what they're saying at all. It doesn't sound like they're saying any kind of words, just sound.
Finally, McDonald's released a statement saying,
The allegation that this toy is saying any offensive phrase is not true. We apologise for any confusion or offence to those who may have interpreted the sounds for anything other than gibberish.
I've said it with the vomit tubbies, I'll say it with Minions. Maybe you shouldn't have these malarkey blatherbags talking gibberish at all. Either way, I feel like I've done a disservice to the universe just by discussing these yellow leftover filth bags, so let's move on. And coming in at number 3, the Scooter Bugs by McDonald's. Oh come on, what about this toy could be so bad? Look at its revoltingly happy face and hideous feet rolling across the floor. Well, as part of a Playmobil promotion, the Scooter Bug was designed to be included in Happy Meals for under 3s. And I don't think I'm blowing anyone's minds by saying that baby humans are really good at coming up with creative ways to hurt themselves.
Don't drink that poison, you crazy human!
And again, no massive surprise, but when you specifically make a toy for under 3s, you better make damn sure it's not a choking hazard. But lo and behold, it was a choking hazard. You see, this thing's antennas were not as safe and secure as they could be, and toddlers can be quite good at destroying things. One good Hulk smash and the antenna breaks off. And sadly, this is exactly what happened. Very quickly, 3 reports came in saying children had either choked or gagged on broken antennas. Luckily, there was some good news. You see, a spokesperson for McDonald's reported,
We produced around 500,000 toys for distribution, but we were able to stop half the toys from being distributed at the restaurant. Hooray for us!
Shortly after the complaints, an immediate investigation was done, and the good old CPSC found that these scooter bugs did not meet their regulations. Luckily, action was taken so quickly that any serious injury was prevented. Unfortunately, Playmobil was not out of trouble yet, because the rest of their range of toys also did not meet CPSC regulations. So over 10 million of their other toys were also recalled. 10 million? That's one major screw up. A lot of companies don't come back from making 10 million toys potentially lethal for under 3s. But after this fiasco, I imagine they have much higher standards on their toys today. And for number 2 we have the Rattling Riverboat from Burger King. Following the recall of the Pokeball toys, the last thing Burger King needed was another potentially dangerous kids toy. Unfortunately for Burger King, the Rattling Riverboat was their new menace. How's Burger King gonna screw this one up? The Rattling Riverboat was a toy Burger King designed for toddlers specifically, because making cheap garbage for toddlers always works out so well for these companies, doesn't it? It was a 2 to 3 inch boat-shaped plastic toy, and it rattled when you pushed it across the floor. As you can see, it looks hideous, so let's just call it a rat boat. Only 15 months after the Pokemon recall, the CPSC recalled over 400,000 of these ugly rat boats. Apparently these rat boat paddles had metal pins in them. Really? They specifically designed this repugnant rat ship for under 3s and then put metal pins in it? Burger King, are you trying to be the most evil fast food chain in history? Is this part of your dastardly plan or something? So obviously, these metal pins are a choking hazard. And unsurprisingly, complaints flooded in from parents. Now, I guess Burger King was still rattled by the Pokeball recall because they were quick to try and defend the Rattling Riverboat. Really, Burger King? You're actually going to try and defend giving under 3s metal pins. Did they actually think they were going to look good after this? Again, the more I learn about Burger King, the more amazed I am they even still have a business after all these disastrously stupid decisions they've made. Kim, a spokesperson for Burger King, said to CBC News,
"We are investigating what happened with these toys because they certainly exceeded all testing requirements."
You have testing requirements? I just assumed you were starting the Running with Scissors Club for under 5s next. But with the damage done after the Pokeball fiasco, I guess they didn't want their reputation damaged anymore. So they changed their mind, and in March 2001, they quickly recalled all these pug-fugly rat boats. Burger King later did a press release. They said,
"Parents should immediately take the toy away from children and return it to the store for a free replacement. We put extra pins in this one."
Okay, they didn't say that last sentence, but what about a chips or a juice box for the kids? I guess they were just covering their rears and didn't actually care that much about getting them returned. Big surprise, they were heartless dogs. Let's move on. And for the number 1 recalled fast food toy, McDonald's Dr DeLorean from Back to the Future. In 1992, McDonald's had wonderful news. It was the 10-year anniversary of their first recalled Happy Meal toy. We spoke about it before, it was a Playmobil disaster. So to celebrate over 10 million recalled toys, they released another dangerous toy that would need to be recalled. Apparently, this McDonald's toy line was promoting the Back to the Future animated series. Which I actually didn't even know existed. They're among my favorite movies. I wonder if the cartoon's any good. Anyway, the toys included Marty's hoverboard, Vern's junkmobile, and the time-traveling train. And like many Happy Meal toys, they're very basic and very ugly. I mean, who actually looks at a beautiful movie series like Back to the Future and decides, yeah, let's make a puke green car? Clearly, that's what kids want to see. Plus, Doc's demented plastic face is just leering at me. And this is my problem with many of these fast food toys. Most of this plastic junk looks so horrible that it's an insult to the original material. Anyway, this time the culprit was the iconic DeLorean. The green iconic DeLorean, but not for any interesting reason this time. It didn't explode or catch fire when the sparks exploded from the spoilers, just the usual problem of a choking hazard. Apparently, the rear tires are able to be removed, which is what gave the choking hazard. I'll never get why small humans are so incredibly talented at hurting themselves. I guess common sense is not something developed till much later in life, sometimes never at all. So, well done McDonald's. By making the cheapest toys possible, they ruined the Back to the Future DeLorean for kids by making it into dangerous junk to be recalled. Well, Doc always wanted his time machine destroyed. I guess he got his wish. I'd say we expected more of you McDonald's, but, well, no, I don't think we did. And with that, we've reached the end of our trashy Tinker Toy list. And if you think I have missed any particularly dangerous or recalled fast food toys, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I might see you next time. Bye-bye. Today's member question is from Langdon Olga, Lisa's crush. They asked, do you watch much stand-up comedy? And if so, who's your favourite comedian? My favourite comedian would probably be Pete Holmes. I also like a lot of Dimitri Martin's stand-up too. Most of their jokes are at the expense of themselves rather than others, and I try to do that myself in my own writing, so I really respect it.